What is a regulated nervous system and how can you support yours? I got two fun stories for you today. A lot of times when nervous system is talked about or what it means to be regulated, it can be kind of confusing and esoteric in my opinion. Sometimes it's really clear. I lived in Medellin, Colombia for nearly a decade. I'm back in America now. At this point, I'm in the Midwest. About 6 months ago, I was in Miami with my buddy John. I'm 5'7". If I'm having a tall day, my friend John is 6'5", and he looks more like Captain America than Captain America looks. And he pointed out something really interesting. He said, "Did you notice how safe it feels at night, at midnight as we're coming home from the ceremony?" And I was like, yeah, I guess I don't think about it. As a man, do I think of my physical safety often? No, most men don't, or they won't say it that way. John had a good point that there was no one that was going to probably come by on a scooter or a motorcycle and as you're on the phone, snatch your phone, like could happen in Colombia. Never happened to me in a decade. Barely know any people that it happened to, but it is a risk and it is pulling energy from your body, from your mind, from your nervous system in the background. So being in Miami with John, our nervous systems were more regulated in that way, felt more safe, like, this is a country where there's laws and the police will go after people or shoot them or whatever they'll do. So people are safe compared to Latin America where things can just happen and the police do nothing. So a regulated nervous system is essentially just saying, I feel safe. But also this is an in your body experience. If someone says, I live in the suburbs, I live in the Midwest, I live in America, I intellectually know I'm safe, that has nothing to do, potentially, with feeling regulated in your body. Another big key is how are you breathing? I got a tattoo right here that I got a couple years ago when I was dating this girl in Barcelona. I didn't realize back then how much I held my breath. So the body thinks something's going to happen or I'm afraid, I would constantly tense up. And I want to tell you this story because it's a fun story. My mom's got these two dogs, and I'll explain how this has to do with nervous system in just a moment. She has a dog. Bonnie is turning 16. Is it tomorrow or the next day? Bonnie is a, what do you call that? A miniature wiener dog, which means, and she's a dapple, which means she's like spotted, like black and white and brown and stuff. She is 8 pounds. I think she's a little bigger right now because she ate a bunch after her surgery. She had a heart valve thing recently. Bonnie kind of identifies as like a 120-pound pit bull. Bonnie does not give a shit if a dog that is 100 pounds more than her will come up. Bonnie is super loving, super alpha, but also if she likes you and knows you, she'll just roll over on her belly and be like, pet me, pet me, pet me. If I had the dog nervous system equipment to figure this out, I would say Bonnie has a very regulated nervous system. Bonnie was got from a responsible breeder, 16 years ago, or almost 16 years ago. And think of Bonnie as a part of you. Like you have these two parts. You have your regulated and your non-regulated. Then there's Bean. Bean was on the streets. We don't know what happened to Bean. Bean's more calm than he was when my mom adopted him, which would have been coming up on 7 years ago. It was, I think she got him in December of 19. My memory serves me correctly, which it does. Bean is dysregulated no matter what, kind of. Because even if he seems regulated, if something happened, he's like, are we all going to die? Now, what's different about dogs versus humans, with a lot of times a dog, especially if a dog's been through some stuff or abuse, or it was out on the street and, it's just talking to a neighbor and they're like, their dog gets really scared when it rains because the dog was probably on the streets, right? And when it rained, it meant that, it's cold and it's not safe. So the dog goes in the basement when it rains. With that, none of these dogs, as far as I'm aware, they can't go to take psilocybin or ayahuasca or go to a meditation retreat or a seminar or do, this new biohacking protocol or red light therapy or this new supplement or amino acid. So to an extent, we could love the heck out of them. And for dogs, they kind of are what they are. I don't think Bean will ever have a regulated nervous system in this lifetime. He's happier and calmer than he was, but he's still kind of like, what the fuck is going on? What are you gonna, like, pet me, oh. Not aggressive, but just scared. Why do I talk about this? In life as a man and in dating and with our partner in our sex life, women feel this. You can read a book or do some of this common pickup artist stuff, which not all of it's bad. Some of it's pretty terrible, in my opinion, or it's manipulative and it's not honoring women. Of doing these techniques of how to be safe or how to be regulated or how to be masculine. Some of that can work to an extent, but it's not sustainable, meaning it can get you maybe a girlfriend, probably not, honestly. It can get you laid, but it's not sustainable. What will get you laid 6 times in a month will not keep an amazing partner for a decade. They're two very different things. Why I bring this nervous system thing up is because women feel this. Think of it almost like, to translate it into man talk, like an animalistic thing that you just sense, you just know. And here's my invitation to you. If you're just kind of dysregulated in this lifetime. If you're Bonnie, you're an 8-pound wiener dog that identifies as a 120-pound pit bull, and you're very surrendered to the universe, and also you have no problem fucking up other dogs, and you're pretty regulated in this lifetime. However, if you're a human, you can actually do something about it. And what's interesting with the whole nervous system is, and I started to notice this years ago, and I thought I was crazy, and I kind of poo-pooed the nervous system thing, a long time ago. And I was like, can it really be like that? But I would notice I'd be in a state of stress, and I would look at texts, and I could feel how much they would agitate me, or I gotta respond, or oh no, or oh, I'm gonna late, or oh my gosh, or oh, the money's not coming through when I thought it was, or oh, this happened. And then I started to realize, I'm like, man, when was that? I looked at that 40 minutes ago. I'm like, I'm still kind of a little annoyed, but I don't feel that way at all. So having a dysregulated nervous system or a regulated nervous system is literally like two different realities. And the thing we have to do as men is to heal, or better said, to alchemize, to take things that are uncomfortable in our body, which a lot of things or all things live in the body. The body is actually in the mind. Heal them or alchemize them, meaning take a life gave what could be a dog shit experience and you turn it into gold. And the other thing is there's different breath works, meditation, those are great. If you want one that'll work right now and you can get it very cheap, you can buy it by the bottle. It's called L-theanine. You take this when you have your coffee, take this during the day. This can make a huge, huge difference. But the breath work, the meditation, as great as those are, nothing will work better than cleaning the old stuff out of the closet, the old junk, the old pain. Being able to show up for ourselves, our loved ones, our girlfriend or wife or future family in a different way, from a sense of healed, groundedness, centered, and wholeness, and really who you are in your truth and who you are as a man. Nervous system regulation, baby. You'd be surprised how absolutely much of a game changer this is, rather than another personal development tool. Because ask me how I know, I've done both. And adding, versus subtracting the fear that's in us, which is on a deeper, even child level of going, what's going to happen? I'm not safe. So on that note, don't be like Bean. You can do something about it. Embrace your inner Bonnie like you're an 8-pound wiener dog that's a bad motherfucker too. See you soon.